And so as we think about this, I just want to encourage you a couple of things to consider. That all of us in these meals had Martha, Mary, Lazarus, Jesus' disciples, and Jesus. This meal had Simon, the Pharisee, probably Jesus' followers, some bystanders, as well as the sinner woman. And in these meals, if we're going to have dinner with Jesus, we're going to be one of these individuals. And you're like, well, what do you mean by that? Well, some of us in the room, we're going to be Lazarus. We're going to be maybe 40, 80% Lazarus, 20%. Maybe there's a little bit of Judas in us where we struggle with money. Maybe there's a little bit of Peter in us. We put our foot in our mouth and we talk before we think. You know, there's some of little pieces. And the question is, how much of these little pieces are in us? Over here, there's little pieces. Maybe some of us are 60% Simon. Some of us are 20% bystanders. Who is it that can forgive sins? Oh my goodness. Maybe some of us are, and 20% just kind of wide-eyed deer in the headlights. Oh my, what's going on here? But all of us have pieces and parts of us at these respective meals. But what I'd like us to consider is, let's ask Jesus to help us be 100% in love. Be the 100% Mary. Acknowledge that we 100%, we've sinned and we love Jesus even more than all the sin. Let's be that 100% love and not these partials. Some dealing with sin, some dealing with money, some dealing with shock and awe. How can that be? Some dealing with, you're not supposed to do that. That's inappropriate. It's improper. Let's not let those things put little slivers of doubt, of darkness in our love for Jesus. Let's be 100% in love with Jesus, no matter what is happening in our lives, no matter what we've done, no matter what we haven't done. And let's acknowledge what's in us. Because I think part of the problem with Judas is he never acknowledged. He never was honest, never truthful. I have a problem with greed. I have a problem with money. There's something in me that is vacant, that is open, that is gapping. I have a void in me. He never acknowledged that. And he walked with Jesus 24/7, almost 3 years. And with that struggle, he could have had that resolved. Jesus could have stepped into that. But when we refuse to be honest and truthful, what's inside? What's the underneath? What's the chasm? What's the need? Over here, Simon, he didn't acknowledge what was in his own soul. He had a boatload of his own sin. Although it was different, it was still plenty of it. He didn't acknowledge. And so I want us to be encouraged and challenged that we're honest. Up here it says, are we 20% spectator? Are we 40% Simon? Are we 2% Judas? Are we 60% Martha? And there are pieces and parts of us. And I think if we're really going to be honest and truthful, this is the best way that we can have the closest walk with Jesus. Honesty, truth. And the way that happens is with walking with the Holy Spirit. Because Holy Spirit is our spirit of truth and leads us into truth. Not only externally, but about the truth that's in us as well. And so as we think about this, I want us to be fully in love with Jesus more than anything. And then the last thing, and this is kind of my final takeaway, is let's love Jesus extravagantly. Let's love Jesus. No matter what we do, no matter where we're at in life, no matter what the situations, no matter who we're dealing with or not dealing with, no matter what's happening around us, no matter what our job is, no matter the status of COVID, no matter the status of whatever news you've watched, whatever's happening around you, whatever going on with your family or not your family, you're married, you're not married, you want to be, you don't want to be, whatever. Let's just make our love for Jesus our top priority. And not because of only what he's done for us, but because we respond to his great love for us.